The changing of how the Howard County Board of Education members are elected, and it, in a very short description, they basically utilize the state senatorial districts as opposed to the councilmanic districts, and it then allows the county executive to appoint 2 individuals to the Board of Education. I propose that due to the fact that this bill most definitely impacts the Board of Education, that as written, we need to take a position, because I think to fail to do so at the very least would be considered that we don't care, or at the very worst that we thought this was a good idea and we just decided to let it go. We'll start with saying that I believe that it takes power away from our constituents and the voters. I believe that especially at the local level, it is very, very important for our constituents to be able to have as much control as possible as to who are their elected representatives.
I don't think it's particularly, it's not an emergent issue in my mind, given that after speaking with the authors of the bill, they indicated that there are forthcoming changes. So rather than take a stance on a bill that we know is going to change, I would rather that we follow our standard processes.
Because it's time sensitive, I'm supporting this motion because I think that we'll need to voice out about the current local bill, because I understand that some board members talk with the authors of the bill, but not all of us talk with them, and we are not aware of what changes they're going to make. So for me, I just look at the current version. Because they have a public hearing on December 14th, I think we'll need to provide testimony and show them our positions.
It's only the public comment that is on 1214. It's not their decision-making. Their decision-making is going to flow into January, so there's no rush. And I actually think it's very important that we hear the public comment that comes through on 1214 before we, or even amendments that come through before that hearing, before we make, as a board, a decision on where our stance is. Because I think it's very important for the public to have not, to have their open voice heard and not be influenced by what the Board of Education thinks. I also reached out to both the authors of the bill, and I feel comfortable in waiting until after public comment to take a stand on the bill.
So I actually emailed the author, but no response so far. But I think from the feedback, the time sensitivity and the direct impact on the board, I think there's no other way we should take a stand.
There will be many, many bills that come forward before us for comment, and we will spend countless hours at meetings reviewing this. And given that we know this one is going to change, the only thing we would be doing is commenting on something that we know is going to be different and possibly within the week.
Legislative committee typically reviews. Ms. Luking is typically involved, and she comes forward with an exhaustive list. She's actually really good at her job. Comes forward with an exhaustive list of things that we should consider, actions that we should take, and so we have a more cohesive and collaborative process in place, so that we are not kind of in a panic mode, which is what this would feel like if we take a position without kind of going forward.
Contrary to other legislation, we were not consulted prior to this bill being proposed, and that my concern is that our silence will speak volumes and not in a way that benefits our community.
I have a motion by Ms. Delmont Small and a second by Dr. Liu to move that the Board of Education oppose HOCO 1023, Howard County Board of Education membership alterations. Dr. Chen?
Yes.
Ms. Delmont Small?
Yes.
Dr. Liu?
Yes.
Ms. Mallow?
No.
Ms. Aula?
Yes.
Ms. McCoy?
I think I need a little clarification. Is this to say in the form that it is today, not what it will be? Because that's not clear.
Right, correct. It would be to what has been proposed.
Okay, but that's not what it's saying. That's not what your motion said. It was just opposed to the
The current
Right,
bill.
proposal.
I titled
You
the,
said current. Is that, did you say?
Ms.
current?
Harrison, can you please repeat the motion? And we will be
please.
voting
Thank
on
you.
the motion as it is stated.
Okay, I have moved that the Board of Education oppose HOCO 1023, Howard County Board of Education membership alterations.
So it did not say current?
Ms. McCoy, please cast your vote.
No.
Ms. Mosley?
No.
Ms. Watts?
No.
Motion fails 4-4.
Thank you all. That concludes our meeting today. Ms. Delma Small, do you have something? Oh, board reports. Do you have
I
something
would-
for board reports?
No, I would like to make another motion.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I have a motion by Ms. Delmont Small and a second by Dr. Liu to move that the Board of Education oppose the current version of HOCO 1023, Howard County Board of Education membership alterations, December 5th, 2022.
Or as of December
As
5th,
of,
20, yeah.
sorry. Okay, as of December 5th, 2022. Dr. Chen,
Yes.
Ms. Delmont Small,
Yes?
Dr. Liu,
Yes.
Ms. Mallow,
No.
Ms. Aula,
Yes.
Ms. McCoy,
Yes.
Ms. Mosley,
Abstain.
Ms. Watts.
Abstain.
Motion carries 5-1-2.